So good afternoon. We're here with Daniel McCormick, the leader of our Georgetown chapter, doing a quick interview about his first experiences here at ProMazo. So Dan, this is your first time working with the team in person. How's it been? How's the start of the internship? What are the things that have been happening here?
Definitely. So, for the past almost 2 years, we'd see each other maybe every 6 months, although we talk to each other, 3 times a day. And it's awesome to put, face to voice, face to text message. And the big thing is, being out here at the Chicago Innovation Exchange, moving to a new city in Chicago from the East Coast. So always great to explore a new city. And, can't say better things about the Chicago Innovation Exchange. It's a great space, a lot of resources for ProMazo to grow. And, the internship's been great so far.
What are some of the things that we've kind of been focusing you on? How have you been kind of developing? What are the kind of new trends you're seeing with ProMazo?
Yeah, so the big thing, working for a startup, you have a ton of agency. So I find something I want to do. There's not too much bureaucracy between me having an idea and going to get it done. So that's the cool thing about working for a startup, and obviously our leadership team is very supportive of that. A big thing for us is kind of driving the top line sales this upcoming semester, so getting projects, finding clients. That's kind of been my focus right now. And our approach right now, some grassroots movement within the Georgetown community. So reaching out to alumni who have always been super receptive of the idea, not only because it's a kick-ass idea, but also because I think it's a great way for them to engage with students and give back to the university.
That's really cool. And I think one of the things we haven't really talked too much about actually is kind of the foundation stories of some of these chapters. So Aaron obviously is not here with us currently, but kind of tell us how Georgetown ProMazo actually first started and kind of one of the first kind of iterations of that.
Yeah, so Aaron Ferreri, who's also a senior at Georgetown University, founded the Georgetown ProMazo chapter. It was kind of a turbulent time because a few weeks after she started the chapter, she got meningitis. But if you know Erin, that didn't really stop her. She was from her hospital bed sending emails, taking calls with you, and really growing the chapter. And since then, we've grown, did a bunch of projects last semester, had a real supportive semester from the student side. ProMazo is a big thing on campus now. People know what the idea is, are super excited about getting involved, and hopefully we can grow that this upcoming semester as well.
Nice. And then what are some of your personal goals this summer? What are you trying to kind of personally do to kind of help yourself kind of get to that next level?
Yeah, so a big thing for me is learning how to sell well. And the easiest way to do that is when you're selling a great product. And I think that's what we're doing. We're selling a great and useful service. So my job's a lot easier as someone who wants to become a premier salesman is when you're selling something that people want to buy and it's useful for people. So that's one thing for me. And then just, that entrepreneurial spirit, being on the ground of something that I think can eventually become a huge company, not only for businesses but for students as well. A movement for good, just because right now obviously the system is somewhat broken, whether it's internships, how students are being educated. And I think this is really a useful service to be that force of good in those realms of education and career finding.
And then one of the kind of neat things we're doing next week or next 2 weeks is actually a pretty big outreach pitch. So this will be one of the first times you're kind of going out in the field. Are there any kind of interesting things that you're excited to do there, or are you ready for kind of, as we say in the summers, the 80 meetings a week, where you kind of knock those out together with us?
Yeah, so a lot of our outreach right now has been over the phone, and that's great, and people are more than willing to jump on the phone and have a conversation with you, and we can tell them a little bit more about how ProMazo can help their company. But one thing that doesn't translate as well is that kind of human connection over the phone. So as we're in Chicago, we really want to hit as many people within the cities, look them in the eye, tell them this can really help your company, this can reduce your workload, and it can really help students that by association you show care about because you went to their school. So, just having the opportunity to sit down and look them in the eye and tell them that, it's going to be great.
Well then, thanks a lot. We're excited to have you here, and let's get going with the summer.
Awesome.